Happy Friday, folks. Thanks for joining us here for Wake Up Charlotte to go. A lot to talk about on this Friday morning, but first, we know it's almost the weekend, so you want to know about your forecast, right? Well, let's go ahead and turn it over to Larry Sprinkle, who's got details.
Good morning. Now the average high this time of the year is 70. Record high today, 88. We'll be somewhere between 70 and 88 for today. Let's talk about the hour-by-hour forecast. 10 a.m. we're in the upper 60s, mid-70s around 1 o'clock for the middle of the afternoon, right around 78 degrees. Even this evening around 10 o'clock, it'll be a mild 67 degrees. How about that? Check your 7-day forecast for today. Upper 70s tomorrow, warming up to near 80. There is a very slight chance of showers tomorrow. A little bit better coverage on Sunday, but not a washout for the weekend. It's pretty mild most of next week. In fact, Tuesday afternoon, 77 degrees next Thursday. Slight chance of showers, 72. It's beyond Thursday into next week and next weekend that we see temperatures drop back in the 60s. And that is your first one forecast, Ben.
All right, Larry, thanks. All right, turning to some of the day's top stories right now in your morning rush. Growing concern this morning over the widespread scope of a super spreader event in Charlotte. Mecklenburg County health officials now saying 3 people have died from COVID-19 cases linked to a local church. There are now at least 82 cases linked to that event. Officials urging anybody who attended it there to get tested as soon as possible.
Good morning, I'm Billie Jean Shaw. If you're in South Carolina, the deadline to request an absentee ballot to vote by mail is tomorrow at 5 p.m. That's October 24th. And here are 3 things you need to know to make sure that vote counts. Number 1, sign the voter's oath on the return envelope. Number 2, have a witness signature. And number 3, return your ballot before 7 p.m. on November 3rd.
President Trump will be back to the Tar Heel State this weekend, holding a rally in Lumberton at the county fairgrounds. It's 10th visit to North Carolina this election season. The back and forth over North Carolina's absentee ballot deadline continues. Republicans now asking the U.S. Supreme Court to shorten the deadline. Right now, they can be accepted up until November 12th, as long as they are postmarked by Election Day. Republican leaders and President Trump's campaign filed appeals to change it to November 6th.
I'm Tracy Potts. This was a different kind of debate than we saw earlier this month. It was toned down. The mics, of course, were muted during responses. The moderator kept things moving along. The president seemed to back off. In fact, part of his strategy was to let Joe Biden speak because he tried to pin him down on fracking. Biden ended up challenging the president to post a video of what he actually said. He tried to pin him down on whether he would get rid of jobs in the oil industry, with Biden making news saying that he would get rid of federal subsidies for fossil fuels. And there was a lot of talk not only about health care, taxes, who's paying for their campaigns, whether any of that money was coming from overseas, but the big issue, coronavirus, with the president saying we're learning to live with it and Biden responding that we're dying with it. That was the final presidential debate before Election Day.
And we want to know if the debate changed your mind about anything. Did it help you decide who you want to vote for? Maybe leave us a comment below right here or join the conversation with our hashtag WakeUpCLT. So Debate 2020 is still trending on social media. In addition to all those points Tracy just made, people are also talking about how they just enjoyed this debate so much more than the first one because they could hear what the candidates had to say. And a lot of people giving credit to the moderator, NBC's Kristen Welker, her colleague Andrea Mitchell, congratulating her. Chris Wallace, who moderated the first presidential debate, said that he was jealous. He would have loved to be the moderator of last night's debate. Another big difference this time around was the entire first family wearing face masks. It was required by the debate commission, which said ahead of time that people who did not comply would be asked to leave. YouGov poll shows that some people feel like Joe Biden took the lead after last night or won that final debate. In the meantime, though, on President Trump's Twitter account and a lot of his sons, they're retweeting other polls that show President Trump won. Join this conversation. Let us know what you think. Back to you guys.
All right. Well, at least we got a good discussion going back and forth. Rachel, thanks. Time now to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. 8 months into this pandemic, and we're hopefully a bit wiser about what can transmit COVID-19 and what doesn't. Turns out there's one popular precaution we started back in the spring and is no longer necessary.
For everyone getting sick of pandemic prevention, the experts have an important message. You can stop wiping down your groceries. Let's connect the dots. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, a lot of us took clean to the extreme, wiping down every single surface in our home and anything coming into it. That's after studies found the virus could live on surfaces for long periods of time. But as scientists learn more about COVID-19, they say it's safe to stop quarantining the mail and using Clorox wipes on all your groceries. What's changed? Experts are finding it's not common for the coronavirus to spread through contaminated surfaces. In the real world, there are a lot of factors like sunlight and heat that can weaken the virus. That doesn't mean there's no risk. Crowded places where a lot of people are touching common surfaces still remain high risk, like a public restroom. And experts still recommend taking precautions. So when you return from the grocery store, you should still thoroughly wash your hands, but you can maybe skip dousing everything you buy in bleach. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Now to some stories to keep you and your family safe and sound this weekend. UNC using new technology to stop the spread of COVID-19 to make sure students and staff are following safety measures. University using technology that detects whether or not a person's wearing a mask. Pretty high tech, right? If they're not, the computer will let them know. The technology also tells people if they need to leave more space between themselves and others. UNC also plans to use this for fans at campus sporting events. If you're feeling a little under the weather, here's hoping you feel better soon, but go ahead and grab your dog and take a nap. Science says so. Research says those are the top 2 things that make us feel better when we're sick. Also on the list, eating chicken noodle soup, drinking hot tea, and binge watching TV. By the way, worth noting, I'm not sure what this says. Cuddling with your pet ranks higher than cuddling with your partner. They're just so fuzzy and cute and sweet. No judgment from them, right? Make sure you tune in every weekday morning, 4:30 a.m. for Wake Up Charlotte. Here's hoping you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend.